Yay! Hello. Hi, YouTube. Ow. My name is Chris Fair. Welcome to my channel. And today we'll be talking about 90 Day Fiancé, as we always do. It's 90 Day Fiancé. It's the universe. There's 3 shows on right now. It's Toe. It's before the 90 days. We had just had the Tell All. It's Last Resort, which I'm going to tell you right now. Am I up to date on Last Resort? I am not. So that part, sorry about it. But exciting in the universe was that last night they did have a full 90-day party, anniversary birthday party situation thing, which and yeah, I got to see pictures. So yeah, they had a full party, and let's be honest, is your girl Chris and your best friend Wa cool enough to actually be on what feels like the Sharp Entertainment VIP list of content creators for them? Seems like not. Seems like not. That's fine. I love you. It's totally fine. However, I got the inside scoop because Reality Gaze, which of course are our friends Maddie and Poodle, who have the podcast Reality Gaze. It used to be 90 Day Gaze. God bless. And Pink Shade, and that's Mary Payne and Ingrid. We obviously love each other very much, and if you listen to our podcast, we're our podcast, we've been on theirs. It's great, and we all went to the podcast convention. So I'm in Denver, and I'm on a podcast group chat, honey, and they are all telling us, I mean, here's some straight from the goss. I mean, everyone was very chill. They said that they met everyone, Jasmine, Gino, they met Matt Sharp. They said Matt Sharp was very nice. Matt said that Jake / that's Poodle's name, called him Daddy Sharp, which is, I mean, is that not the funniest thing you've ever heard? I love it. Hi. So that's exciting. We'll see a lot more, I'm sure, content from that. So the Realities Gaze will have content, I'm sure. Pink Shade will have content. I also saw Hello Ross was there. I mean, Ross Matthews was there. So that'll be fun. It's just like, I don't know. Okay, how do I say this? How would I meet someone that I have ranted about in a way that portrays me as someone who hates them when I don't? And I also maybe just like not like their personality, in the sense of it scares me to think if I ever actually met people that I was harsh to. You guys, if you're on my channel, do you remember when God bless, remember when that show Love Off the Grid happened, right? And Lauren, who is a lovely woman on Love Off the Grid, came on my YouTube, and she expressed the fact that she heard me like make fun of her eyebrows, and that is a byproduct of like commenting on anyone. And it's one of those things, is why your grandma says, like, if you don't have anything nice to say to any about someone, don't say anything at all. And it's true, because it's not nice to say anything mean or negative, but it's like what I did and what I guess I continue to do. And I obviously try not to be snarky, but at the same time, like, how would I look at certain people like in the face and meet them? And I also, maybe I just have to be like, these people don't know me at all. Like, I would just really have to lean in, like, Big Ed does not know me. Jasmine does not know me. So if I meet them, they have definitely no idea that I've ever been like that person, whatever. I don't know what I've, or refuse to even talk about them. So it's like, how do other people do it? Like, I know the Reality Gaze, and they're like very nice people. They're very cool, like very warm-hearted people. Is it just this knowledge of like, hey, you do your game, we do our game. You go on TV and be crazy, and we got to talk about it. Is that what it is? It's such a weird, I'm just like, it's interesting. So having said that, let's jump into this tell-all. Did you enjoy the Before the 90 Days tell-all part 1? I really did. I will say that I think that I don't quite yet understand the value of the live studio audience yet, and its impact on the show and or the energy, because what in the first part of the tell all we saw was like two cutaways to kind of like the same people. You know what I'm saying? So yes, there's the reactionary aspect of like, oh, Statler's friend doesn't think that Dempsey's special. And I get that that's like, a fun thing to be able to cut to, but I don't know, like, I think they could do more with it. But you know what? There's a part two, so we will see. I was disappointed in Statler. Let's see. You got to be balanced talking about that. I felt like they told the audience to not be loud, keep it down, which is like so funny because you're like, then why have them? Just like, I mean, I think that in the 90s, remember, we were just treated in the early aughts to riotous audience members. Like on the podcast, I bring up like Bad Girls Club, but like if I was to even go back and like Jerry Springer or Richard Bay, like having a riotous, audience is like, what? Yeah. Like it's like stakes are higher if they're like, upset about answers and or you can hear their displeasure. And I wonder what happened. I wonder if they were like, yeah, we want to try and get that in, but they didn't have like enough space to have enough people to generate the kind of like so it's just one girl's face doing that. Laura, I'm loving The Last Resort. It's so ridiculous. I mean, listen. Oh, God, now I have so much. I can't wait to get back in. I think I'm in episode 4. And the reason why is I know that I want to see Kalani's dude. And I also understand there's like a Swelu winter sex thing that happens with Family Chantel, which of course, 90 Day Universe chat, the Family Chantel's final season promo dropped. That's what I want to say. And they hate each other so much. I mean, and it's just like so intense. Do you guys see that? Oh, there's Lala. Final season of the Family Chantel is coming up, and that actually looks bomb. Yeah, I mean, literally, it's the bomb that ends. Yeah, no, I mean, it's the final season, obviously. But here's the thing: it's the final season of Family Chantel in its form. They could keep it going with all the hijinks of the actual Family Chantel that continues, and whether Pedro thinks how his life is going to go is where like there's the rub. Like at this point, because of the Ed and Liz fuck up of 90 Day Fiance, which they just continue to be on the show even though not one of them was a foreign person, if you give me now that Pedro isn't if Pedro has all his papers and like that and he's an American citizen, he could technically go on any of it with a new person. Like the obvious choice would be the single life, like what happened with Natalie, who, by the way, like Natalie's Instagram is banana-ramas. I just hate this. It is really hard, I guess, to really blend extensions. I get it. It's really hard to blend fake hair. Like, and I think there's a couple of things you got to do. You have to like not go so long. And you have to learn how to like use a hot tool to put your hair in with the other hair so that it's seamless. But Natalie on her Instagram and all her new like very touched up headshots and photos, like, I mean, she needs some help with that hair, you know? It's interesting the people that can like I'm so like I'm so impressed with Anfisa, right? I'm obsessed with the thought of her like, like she doesn't give one F. She hasn't been giving an F. Like she's winning all these bikini competitions. Like all her comments like make sense, was just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you followed me 10 years ago, like this is where I am now. We all change and you can just absolutely unfollow me. I'm chill. Hi. How's everyone doing? Statler has no filter. She is no worse than what you see. Statler, like it's just there are obvious conflicts when it comes to people, ideologies, races, religions. I mean, like there's just obvious this and that. Like it's just a hardcore Catholic person in the like very fundamentalist biblical vein, which is obviously this person who has denied himself his own sexuality the entirety of his life while watching all of it all day, night. I kind of like I'm there, the a higher intelligence or emotional intelligence is to understand that person and see that person what they are. And how are you going to even exert energy to argue with that person or be mad at that person's views? I mean, I get it. It's like I want to also say this. I am not a member of the LGBTQ uh, you know, spectrum. But I really love them. And so if I'm speaking out of place, I really want to like I am at my heart an ally, and so I never want to be ignorant to this. But there's something about look at what he's doing. Like he's a fucking virgin in Israel slash Palestine, whatever he calls it Israel. And I don't want to, there's all this political stuff everywhere. So whatever it is, Palestine, he's doing that. Of course, he's going to like have his own views. Of course, it's all going to be biblical. Of course, he's not going to like, he's going to say man and woman shit and, like it's going to be against trans. Like, I don't want it to be this. I know it though. It's just like, you know, obviously. And he's that is the obvious thing. And then all of him doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense that Misha's with him. It doesn't make sense that she's gonna, like let him come to America and then pretend that can think that he's the head of a household. He didn't build the house. He's not the head of that household. How could he be? He didn't contribute to the house. There's nothing that he can do to make the house better. He has absolutely no money and not enough to make any sort of life in America. He hasn't the like relationship skill pattern. He's a fisherman in God bless. And so it's like, knowing all of this person is, God bless, just in one very small world. So the mature option at some point is to like keep your energy to the fights with people that like have something to do in this world. Like go, march or sure, write letters to, I mean, I don't have to tell you to people that can actually make opinions, but he's not going to ever change. He, again, won't even put his penis in a vagina. So much less will he, let you talk about fucking someone in a church. I mean, obviously he's not going to be happy about that. Now, this is the part to me that I'm like, Statler, this is where I want Statler to like see this. Statler, I love you. Don't fucking waste your energy on trying to like make him see the bad guy, because I'll tell you, Statler, you went underneath Amanda's Instagram and called her a hero for how she portrayed herself this season, or how she's okay with the edit job and how great Amanda is. And Amanda is sitting on that stage as a American white woman agreeing with this like Israeli Palestinian fisherman super Catholic person who's Amanda's on stage. You know what I'm saying? I don't get who cares about him? If you're going to plead a case, if you want to like get to someone who like, if you want to make a point, if you want, I don't know. That's the point of me where I was like, Statler, what? The fuck cares about him? Again, I haven't had to deal with the discrimination in that way of my sexuality. And so I want to keep open space for people to be like, it's triggering what you had to hear, blah, 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 blah. So that is all. I want to keep that space. But do you see what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, who cares about that one? He has no, I don't know. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay. This is talking, I think, about Natalie. Her hair and her absolutely cuckoo glare. Yeah, that's absolutely talking about Natalie. This is where I like haven't looked back and I want to hear what you guys have said. So sorry, my train of thought had gone on. Statler's behavior towards Nikola and Misha were disgusting. I'm not religious, leaned towards agnostic, and thought she was baiting them. The sex in the church comment was attention seeking. I agree. I don't get why the camera people have to shoot stapler poo and yeah. I mean, she must have thought that would be a little more adorable and cute and just like kind of like this is like life or whatever, and it didn't come off that way, right? It was kind of just like cringy. But I blame I blame the editor. It's almost like, was there not better material? I agree, Chris. But remember, there are members of the LGBTQI that also love God and follow a faith religion. Not all members of the queer community are atheist or agnostic. Yes. So absolutely. And then you say, so needless to say, in this case, Statler is small-minded and stereotyping people. Yes, Statler just believes she's better than everyone. Yes. So that's what I'll say. The one thing that I'll say about Statler in her moment of reason, though, right, is she does look at Misha and she's like, babe, just real talk. There are other Catholics. There are other Catholics. Can we just like see if we can like hook you up with one of them Biden Catholics? Good old honey, he will raise you up on eagle's wings kind of Catholics. Okay, that's a very inside Catholic / Biden joke. Yes, because you want a strong man to like, be able to raise you up on eagle's wings. And also B, not to explain the joke, but just side note is On Eagle's Wings is the song that Biden played when his son died. Yeah, that one that died, God bless, The funeral song was this song that is like a Catholic staple. You guys, I don't know how many Catholics are in this room. There's, obviously not Renee. I'm just kidding. I'm not like, but it's like one of those songs that you just hear a lot. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn, make you to shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of his hand. I guess the same thing is like, if you were raised in like the Baptist church, it's one of those like songs, like, like, yes, Jesus loves me or something, where it's like, you definitely hear it like on the rotation. My Catholic middle school soundtrack. Yeah, Lapsed Catholic here. There's that, there's like, there's like that good, like the morning song. Oh, well, okay. Every year you hear Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth and peace. Like that one happens a lot. And morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first word. Anyway, so all of that. Now I'll stop singing Catholic songs, but also let me just tell you, if you see this as disgusting, and I'm sorry, I just want to say this. So this is my train of thought. I have realized that my biggest physical threat in the ecosystem of my life, like my biggest physical threat, besides myself, okay, is my curling iron. So Natalie, obviously, as I said, is not blending her extensions with her hair. And what she needs is a hot barrel curling iron, like a hot tool to kind of like get that in. And what I'm trying to do is do that. However, it has issues. And the issues is I have now in my life twice with the hottest curling iron, the circly part at the end, been curling my hair like this and burned myself. It looks disgusting. Okay. So, I'm so sorry that I keep showing you. I don't mean to show you, but like, I forget that it's there. And so I'm bringing it up only so you see, but that's not even the first time. There's a little scar there, which was the first time. So having said that, I obviously need an absolute new fucking hot tool, and it has to have like a ceramic heat conductor. It's got to have a big enough barrel so that I can blend my long extension halo piece, and it has to have some sort of, I don't know, babe, some sort of buffer at the end so I don't just look like I, have, just disgusting. Anyway, is lapsed Catholic the same as recovered Catholic? No. And I think the difference is lapsed Catholic is like agnostic. Like, I just don't go anymore. I don't really think about it. I don't care. And if it comes up, I go, or whatever. If I want to, if I don't care, I don't really think about it. I'm like, if it's there, it's fine. A recovered Catholic means that you've like, unpacked, gone through therapy, and renounced it completely and totally. I think that. I am somewhere in the middle because I've done a lot of therapy and I don't subscribe to it. I am a theater person, so I can easily walk into a space and look at the pageantry and like the ritual and kind of like be like, oh, this is what this is, some sort of show. And this show is like a musical where I know the music. And there's a part, it's like interactive. I mean, I'm going to tell you this right now, and whether you like, if you are a hardcore Catholic, I'm just being like, obviously horrible to say. I don't give a shit though. My life is like, well, would I go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show at night, at midnight, and like with popcorn and like say things back like, damn it, Janet, or when they say things and like have the pageantry of that, I'll dress up in costume and do all the things. Yeah, I sometimes in the mood. Like, I mean, listen, I think I did that maybe only like once in my life, but I definitely go to like so much comedy. That's the whole thing, and so to me, it's like, yeah, babe. For like Christmas, if I'm feeling like I can wear a red dress, like something like, like when I have a nap dress, I love those white, that white lace nap dress I got one time. I bought that like in a Christmas one and it's back here. There's a fun part of my life of like dressing up and playing a role. So like, I don't care about going to Catholic mass to play that role. I don't like religion. So because of that, unless I'm going to go to a religious ceremony that I feel like is fun and or interesting, like different, I'm not into it. So basic new age Christianity is boring to me. But I would go to like any, like I don't like never been to temple. I like didn't have any like friends that like I unfortunately never gone to like bat mitzvah or bat mitzvahs or bar mitzvahs or whatever. So yeah, I think that like the curiosity would like I would love to go to them. Anyway, God bless. Okay. One time I actually did go to a Pentecostal situation. One time I did. I forgot about this. I absolutely went to like this weird Pentecostal in Michigan in a strip mall-esque warehousey type thing, and someone spoke in tongues. And I mean, it's so funny because to me, that was like the craziest thing ever. I was like, every part of it was like, you're in a strip mall? Like every part of it was like, where's the icons? Where's the incense? Like, I don't understand, but I'm sure if you go into like St. Anne's Melkite Greek Catholic Church that my grandparents built off Moore Park in Studio City, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? So, oof. Stay away from Pentecostals. I went to Shiva and felt the celebration of like, oh my God, I can imagine. I'm not a fan of religion, not agnostic. I believe that there is more, but believe it isn't the same as I was raised, too cruel to God. I think that I mean, I don't pretend to know the answer. How could we, I'm like such a small person in this world, but what feels like at this age in my life is that there is definitely a connection of spirit and mind or energy between me and this world and what do I experience? The people, the environment, the nature, the work I do, like somehow it is something. And that's why I feel like energy is the word. And it kind of like sometimes comes back to you, or we are definitely in a matrix where certain things work out in somewhat of a divine way. That's where it's like divine, maybe, sure. I would love to, I mean, yeah, like a beautiful way in which this world works, or a simulated reality that I'm in. It's still a higher power that someone's doing it, and I'm either a cog in a machine and I don't know the exact level of my own power and choice, but how will I ever know? So I can only do what I can do. And that's like pretty much how, the things that I end every episode with, like that's why I say, like, take care of yourselves, one another, stand up for what you believe and make art. Because I think that when you take care of yourself truly and you like, you're taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, your soul, you're unpacking, how you are, why you are, what you believe, taking care of others, you care about others, you want to be of service to others, that is like that symbiotic relationship. You make art for the world, you make art for yourself. And art is like this big word that literally, I don't know why I'm always just like, it could be your dinner you make, which is true, of course, but it could be like a card you make for a friend, or a whole ass theater show, or, a blog entry, or a cake, or, whatever piece of music you sit down to. There's something that just like comes over you. And what if you take a moment and share it with someone? But making it itself can be the hardest part. So I think that that's where I'm like, take care of other people, making art. If you can share it, God bless. And the last one, of course, like stand up for what you believe, is I think that like the nobility or dignity you have for yourself, and also for your own beliefs and the way the world sees you. It just is a strongness that I feel like when you stand in what you are and what you believe in and what you allow, the universe sort of like, and I don't know why this is part that can be like a video game, sort of starts to allow to move in your own fashion, to allow things that to bring you things that are within what you stand for, and sort of protect you from the things that don't serve you. So I think that when I was like in school, I had read about like transcendentalism, which is like, like Emerson and like, why am I so upset about it? Like Emerson and like, like uh the Alcotts, Louisa May Alcott's like parents built schools and were all like, New England hippie liberal thinkers of the time. Um anyway, Walden and all those people, Thoreau. And I think that basically what that is just an understanding that there is some sort of like higher energetic power. Okay. What is cecoplast? Oh, you know what? I think I've seen that. Cecoplast? Is it like for scars? Wait, I'm going to look this up. Cecoplast. It's like, I feel like I can see the bottle. Oh, no. Oh, it's La Roche-Posay, honey. No. Look how excited is it La Roche-Posay? Look how excited I got. Oh, honey, I love Roche. Okay. What is it? Healing ointment and soothing. Oh, it's like a French healing ointment? Oh my God. Wait. How fast can I get it? Oh. Soothing therapeutic multi-purpose cream. Cream or ointment? Oh, it's a cream texture ointment. Yes. I kind of want, this is a cream, but I bet they have the ointment too. Yeah, I like it when it's that kind of like clear jelly kind of like thing. Obviously, this brand is really great. Yeah, I have eczema. I have I just always have. I have eczema on my hands, which side note is this also happened to me. I'll tell you about my life. We do this where I just go back and forth. I was in Temecula this weekend and I was picking fig trees, or whatever. And I was picking figs or whatever. As I already said, I know I said whatever twice. But at the same time, they have like the poinsettia white milk that comes out when you're picking it. And it like burned my hand in such a way. And then I was like dead over it. And then La Roche-Posay was the only thing that helped. Oh, Vanessa. Oh my God. Yay. Finally got alive. Miss you, sis. Loving these reviews. So happy you're doing them again. Oh my God, Vanessa. First of all, that's so sweet. And I'm going to call you out, but she just had a beautiful meal with her really cute mom. I love that. Oh, yeah. I know you just got here. I'm so sorry. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched. Everyone loves that Last Resort. I know that. I'm so sorry. I can talk about Toe. I just want to talk about Kimberly and TJ. We talk about Kimberly and TJ from Toe, and then I'll watch Last Resort. Then I'll be up to date. I'm so sorry. Don't get mad at me. Also, Vanessa, can we go to the other restaurant now? The other Giorgio Baldi, the real one, not Ebaldi. Okay. Thank you so much, by the way, for this super chat. That means a lot, and I really appreciate you. And also miss you. I want to go dinner with you. Oh my God. Hi, Chris. I know you said it. I am in Dublin with my family on a trip, and I'm here for you. We are doing London, Dublin, Edinburgh, and Amsterdam. Oh my Jesus Christ! That is such a great trip. Oh, this trip. I'm so happy. And you're in London now. Oh, you're in Dublin now. So you're what? Fourth way through? Yeah. Are you going to Dublin, then Edinburgh, or do you go to Edinburgh, then Dublin? First of all, okay. I have been to 3 out of 4 of these cities, and Dublin being the one I've never been to, and want to go so bad. And Edinburgh, I, it's a dream of mine to perform there, and I got to go there last year, and it was obviously amazing. And then in Statler and Dempsey got to go and have their castle moment, so God bless them. But then Amsterdam, when I did a study abroad when I was in college, I went to Amsterdam. It was like so much fun. And there's a lot of comedy happening, and like, there's a lot of my friends in Amsterdam. Like Michelle Collins is there right now, I think. Like she does like the Culturistas there, and like Boom Chicago is there, which is like a bunch of improv people that like go through Boom Chicago. So if you find yourself with the younger people and just need to like kill a time, and you're just like maybe like definitely fucked up, Boom Chicago is like a weird, fun hour of like riotous, kind of crazy improv you can have there. I mean, you're with family, so you're probably not gonna do anything Amsterdam-y. Space cake and stuff. I don't even know if they still call it space cake. I feel like that is gonna make me feel old because like I just thought about this the other day. Like I've done MDMA/Molly/ecstasy twice, and the first time I did it, it was called ecstasy, and the second time I did it was called Molly. And in the same way, it's like, is space cake even something that Amsterdam still has, or they call it something else now? you know? Anyway, I'm very jealous, okay? Very jealous. Kimberly is a polar opposite of a spiritual person. I know. Okay. They used to remember so many restaurants to check out. For sure, let me know when you have some time. Yes. Do the trailer of Kimberly screaming. Okay. So yes, I want to. Okay. So sorry that I'm all over the place, but yes. So this is what happens. So in Toe, the best part of Toe, one of the better couples, is definitely Kim and TJ, Kimberly and TJ, and it's so funny because when they first started, like when we first got them, they did feel like they were going to be like a really cute couple. Like I felt like they were going to be really like lovey-dovey and adorable together. And for sure maybe have like some cultural issues, but I don't know. Like I don't know why I thought it'd be not as toxic or less toxic than other couples like Jenny and Jen in the Indian. It's like the most toxic Indian American couple I've ever seen. It's unreal how crazy she is. And like it's unbelievable to me that he seemingly has his whole family being like, don't marry this fucking person. And he is from a culture where he has to listen to his family, and he sees that she's bananas because she's mean to him. And somehow, like twice now, has said things that to his core are true. He said, how, in their first fight, like, how could you be so intuitive and like be, basically emotionally, I don't know, it's like exact wording, but like basically, how could you call yourself intuitive and be so dumb or be so blind or be so in your own world or whatever? And I was like, yeah. And then the second thing is when she picks a fight in front of her family, when she's like railing at him to answer the question, he has to say like, no, ma'am, you are not my teacher. It was like a moment of being like, like, check yourself, bitch. But like, okay, he somehow at night does the dirty work, gets done with her. Then on the phone later in the morning, he's so overcome with her playing this, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that you thought that my unhappiness and demeanor was life or death stakes for the relationship. I just didn't understand. Like, I mean, like, whatever. That he was like, you know what? Let's get this pink wet in a roll. Yeah. When they showed the trailer of their happiness, and in the trailer, I swear to God, yeesh or yesh or whatever is like front row, like what looks like almost he's in front of like a New Orleans jazz band, not like this, like with an umbrella, that happy, leading the wedding march in, where you're like, you? How did you get it all of you? Like, what? I mean, is she a witch? Did she put a spell on these men? Okay, let me listen to what you guys have to say. I'm half Indian and don't agree with a lot of the old Indian traditions. However, the way she loses it is ridiculous. I mean, absolutely. I mean, Juan and I had like a very hard time even understanding why she has no empathy or sensitivity in his home to any of their traditions. Like, we don't get like the jeans thing. Like, we don't get why she didn't look around and be like, this looks shitty and old, and like this isn't respectful based upon how people present themselves. It's weird. Yeah, it's like I think Juan and I talk about, and I definitely have like an oversensitivity to how I come off and wanting to make people feel comfortable and wanting them to, and like wanting, I also want to feel safe in situations. So like overly compensate by people pleasing so that if I think they like me, then I feel safe. So I think that there's always something to seeing that other people don't have that. She does not, either she feels safe there, doesn't have to, she doesn't care. She doesn't need other people to feel safe. She doesn't have the sensitivity that other people are dressed a certain way. And like all of that is annoying, and but maybe like you can chuck it off as being like, ugh, ignorant or, stereotypically American or whatever. But then on top of it is the layered, like, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a spiritual person, very healing. Oh, I see all, I know all. I mean, like all of that, like, it's interesting when there is interesting because when you stand in something and say, I am this, you can easily cut someone down, right? Like, this is the same issue sometimes when you see like Danielle and Johan, who, sort of is the same kind of spiritual healer person. And you're like, okay, but why would I pay you money? Why would I pay you money? Because your life and every choice you've made is not it. And is there a thing going back to religion where there's a human need to just find a higher power and just believe that's it and we just throw money at it? And so you can say the Catholic Church has like been doing it for a minute, but now there's people running around like Danielle's and Kimberly's that are like sage this and like I guess there's one thing to do rituals like that. By the way, I love sage or whatever. And I've definitely like when Ma moved into her home, we went into Whole Foods and bought sage. Like none of this. It's just that I would never have someone like pay me to be like, this is my spirituality and I've got it. Let me help you on your divine journey. Like, but there's something that people want to monetize spirituality, religion, the connection with the universe, their future, and their understanding of the way the world works, so that it's a problem that they've solved, I think. And people will happily take the money to solve the problem, The tone she uses when she talks is so angry, snotty, and aggressive. I'd run from her. I know it. I know it. Snotty is a very good word. When you are with someone, there is compromise. She doesn't get that. Okay, I'm going to bring up this comment because yeah. This is real talk. So, you know that I'm an only child and my personality like begs that. And, relationships haven't always been the easiest for me. And the ones that have lasted, ones that definitely have like lasted for a long time were ones where I probably didn't have to compromise that much. So I really want to like lean into when I'm like, when I'm leaning into, I want to lean into like when I'm talking about people and commenting on their issues. I can understand a world in which it is hard to compromise in a relationship because I feel or fear that that could be me, because I have a lot going on and I've lived this world in such a way, and I think that I also probably have a very specific point of view. And the compromise like happens all across the board. Like for Kimberly, it's like her point of view. It's and she's gonna keep saying things like her liberty and stuff like that, or whatever, freedom or whatever. It's all the things. You really have to somehow get yourself to a place where you are like, okay, I'm going to take myself out of who I know as a person. I'm going to let go of what I want and what I think all of my like baggage or what stories I've told myself, and I'm going to really try and look at this from two sides. A, an above side of this relationship, and then B, specifically also the other person's side. In their shoes, their side of what they want and need, and then the relationship in itself. And then somehow make the most emotionally intelligent, wise choice from that place. And you have to like disconnect your own issues and trauma from that. And she also is on TV in a very foreign place. And she's young. So if she's a, high strung, anxious person, maybe, we're seeing someone really, really showcase that in such ways. Maybe we are seeing someone who feels like really unsafe, not know how to like express that. That's all of the like devil's advocate, compassion, or grace that I could give you in relationship to like the flip side of Kimberly, right? Okay. Let's see what you guys say. A lot of people like to go to India and feel that just because they have been there, they can now talk highly about spirituality, ignoring the fact that spirituality comes from within. I know it because it's like because you have, yeah, because there'll be like the Western trope of India of like, this is the place of yoga, honey, Hinduism and Buddhism. Like there's like, like you have you have hugely ancient. Well, India also has like Islam too. It is a country of hugely ancient religions and also birthplace of yoga. And then all of like the pictures we have of like spiritual teachers, yogis and stuff like that. I'm not the greatest at knowing like the higher echelon of like spiritual gurus. I know. Also, wait. Also, she is just flat out clueless and ignorant about the female roles in some families. It's just, I get that. I mean, I get that she would have to, yeah, I mean, change how she views her place in the family and how men will relate to her in this country. But I mean, she's gonna have to. I mean, then why is she getting married so fast? I mean, I don't have to tell you, like, yeah, like you have to sit in this and understand what this is. Om, Om Shanti, Shanti. Remember, I know. So, God bless. No one appropriate. Well, not one. A lot of people did. But when Madonna started to appropriate Indian and yoga culture, like yeah, Shanti, Shanti. Like she just like at one point she just like fully came out. I mean, it's just everyone did. Like I think it's so funny to think of Gwen Stefani and her bindi. That still will fill me with happiness because it is a moment in time that she can't ever do again. Or if she did, I don't know how the hell she'd do it. Like it's like obviously cultural appropriation by a white woman, the whitest woman possible, from like Anaheim with her like skater things, and it's just so specifically horrible. Horrible that I can laugh at it just because, yeah, I don't know. Kim Kim with her Indian headpiece. Oh yeah. Yeah. The bindi. Oh, Jesus Christ. And yeah, yeah, and then yeah. I'm so sorry. Then Gwen Stefani's like, I'm done with India. You know what I'm really into? I went east, even Easter. Honey, Harajuku girls. Just go stand behind me in your little Sailor Moon outfits, and I'll sell a bunch of bullshit in Japan. Whatever like weird purse line she had. Yikes. Okay, so I'm so sorry. Everything's all over the place. So yeah, I just can't believe they're gonna get married. I mean, like, like that's like what the trailer did. Like the trailer, they knew. Like I feel like it was a Matt Sharp moment. Sorry, Daddy Sharp moment. Some people are on a first name basis, but we went right from we're back on to Indian wedding, honey. Like that. What? I mean, truly, I'm in. Also, truly, Sister Wives, I'm in. I have to watch. So I do love Sister Wives. Another thing about Sister Wives that I've been watching is Monique and I watch together on the phone in this bananas way that's like incredibly 90s, where we have to like push play and stop at the same time to try and get it as much as possible in the right nanosecond. And we're like fast forwarding commercials and having to do it. Basically, Monique comes tomorrow to hang out with me, which means I can watch the next. I think I have 2 or 3 more episodes to recap. I'm sorry, to watch. I cannot believe I love this season so much, though. Obviously, and yeah, like Gwendolyn. I wonder if Gwendolyn's going to start doing her YouTube again. I have to see if Gwendolyn actually made a statement that so Gwendolyn, like one of the kids, was like doing recaps, reactionary recaps to episodes. And like, I wonder if it got too hard for her, and stuff like that. Okay, let me see what you're saying. So here's the thing. I like couples like them, and they think they will never end up together and last. Then I'm proven wrong. I Sumit and Jenny. Okay, yes. I know you're right, because this means yes, because we don't want everything to be so predictable. It keeps us on our toes for sure. I know. My jaw was on the floor. So they did it. So Kim and TJ will probably end up together. Unless editing led us astray. Oh, yeah. Because the other thing is, what if that one shot of Yeesh leading the parade again, like he is just like, in a New Orleans like Mardi Gras band with the happiest grin on his face. What if that's not the wedding? And what if that's the parade bringing Kimberly to the airport? He's just like, I won't ever have to touch you, whatever it is, like touch this bitch, Also, are they not going to do Live Off the Grid season 2? Doesn't that seem like what happened there? Such promise. I wonder what's going to happen with Holly and Wayne. I'm excited about that. Let's talk about, should we talk about, I know we're all over the place. Should we talk about Shekinah and Sarper? Yeah. Sarper is going to have a hellish tell-all, honey. A really bad tell-all. I mean, it's going to be really bad. And I'm excited about it because, 2 things. Whether this man knows how brutish and caveman-y he is, I don't think so, right? I think that for some reason he has been applauded in the culture that he is to showcase every horrible quality that he showcased, which is, I love to work out. I'm really hyper controlling. I am sex god. Women want me so much. My dick's so dirty. But I mean, experience, like all the things, but like doesn't quite know that it comes off bad or whatever. So we're getting worse and worse. And the worst is this now. I mean, really toxic scene where he's like, hey, let's weigh ya. No, when I said I wanted you to be 128, bitch, I meant let's fucking weigh you. And she's like, oh, okay. Let's just see. She's been traveling. Who knows what not. She's 32. And he's like 4 pounds over. And she's like, oh, weird, your scale or whatever. Like, okay, so this scene obviously was just like the worst thing to possibly fucking watch. And I'm like, is this real? because she's American in LA. So she's got to know this looks bananas toxic. She's like a grown ass woman and she has a child. But I have never been in a relationship, I will never be in a relationship with someone who is so like hyper aesthetically minded, right? Ever. I could never. So I don't understand that. And then my other question to you is she just a hyper hyper submissive? Like in a sexual way, so much so that there is something almost fetishy about maybe liking this? Because it's bad. Obviously, in 2023, to have some man be like, "You're 4 pounds over, you should be 128, you should, like, lose some muscle tone, I like it when you're super skinny," and she's like, I mean, I'm not quite sure how tall she is. I'm just gonna get 5'6" to 5'8". I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to, like, what is she gonna say? I guess it's like, remember how Nicole Mahmoud and she's like, "Oh, he's controlling, he, like, wants me to wear this." Is there a world in which Mahmoud was like, "Hey, Nicole, I think you've been gaining, like, a couple of pounds while you're here. Can you step on that scale and tell me?" Like Mahmoud got his ass handed to him on a tell-all because Nicole told him that she wanted to and would turn Muslim for him and knew that that would mean that she'd have to cover her head in certain situations publicly and in front of his parents, and she didn't want to do that. There's like a man that's like he's from Turkey, right? But like he's definitely not Muslim or whatever. I mean, definitely, but he's also like, "Hey, can you wear this dress? Only this dress. Let me see." Okay. I want you to like that kind of thing. It seems even more intense to me. Like, because that's coming from a place that is controlling for the sake of him being controlling, and not that he, God bless, is also being controlled by a religion. Do you guys think that too? Like, in the same, Nikola has given himself over to a religion, is being completely controlled by a religion, hyper Catholic, right? And that has made him so that he has made choices in his life, like not having sex for the entirety of adult life. And that's why he is, as he is controlled by this religion. I don't know. I mean, whether you're like, yes, he's a man, but he could just make his own decision not to believe in that religion. That's neither here nor there. There's cults everywhere. There's lots of like thinking. I mean, whatever you want to think. Mahmoud, the same way, Islamic, controlled by a fundamentalist religion, or a fundamentalist. He's very strongly Muslim, where he's being controlled by that. So, like, but then you have someone like Sarper, who is just being controlling through his own mindset and aesthetics. He looks through the world and wants hyper perfection. He won't ever be with a woman. No woman has ever been good enough for him. He has decided at this day and age, might as well pick one. I'll pick this one. But she's still not perfect, and I know what I like. What? Okay, let's go. He's like Svengali, shaping her to his liking. They both look at their 2 surgeries away from being unbotched. Saw her on Millionaire Matchmaker, pre-big surgeries, unrecognizable. There are sadly a lot of people on this planet who will simply be together just because they look good together. I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I wish I can. I wish I could give you a super chat. There's been a lot of gems. There's been a lot of gems from you this thing. But this is also great. Did I say your name wrong, Suman? Sorry, babe. Shay, what if when Shekinah turns 50 in a few years, will he drop her? Of course he will. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's the other. Yes. Okay. So, religion as an excuse for no one wanting to sleep with him. Yeah, Nikola. So yeah, it's my mind. I'm like, I want Shekinah to be like, I've been with controlling men, because she'll drop the nuggets. Like I've been controlling men before, and I kind of want to be like, I would believe, I would understand a little more of where you are coming from, and I would also surely love the deep vulnerability and like sexual confession. If you could at least just be like, okay, you guys, can I just be honest? I know it, like, in her own confession, be like, I know I'm American, and I know this looks bad. I'm just gonna be like honest about something. I really like being hyperly controlled by a dominant man, and so I have to like move in that. I don't know why. It's the only thing that turns me on and the only thing that makes me feel safe. I mean, I don't know because of my own trauma. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about it. I'm just saying, like, what is it? What is the draw? Because like in a billion years, I still like, that's the thing that is the Misha Nikola thing, where you're like, why is she with him? Like and it won't, and that, if I knew why she was with him and it made a lick of sense, I would like them maybe as a couple. Like right now, I don't like them as a couple. If they're on TV, I'll watch it for sure. I'm not saying I dislike them as a couple on the show. I want them to be on the show. But I don't feel for her. I don't get her. So on this tell all, when she's talking with her beautiful daughters about how she has their back, I want the connection of like, why are you here? The same thing Statler asked you, like, is there a fucking scene during Tell All Part 2 where Misha gets cornered by Statler or someone in a corner, and it's just like, let's just say conversely this. Let's just say conversely this. The difference of what I'm about to say with Shekinah. What if Misha was like, I was with a guy that only wanted sex from me, only looked at me like a piece of meat, only thought of me as like a dick love. So for 7 years to have this man show me any sort of connection or love, knowing that he knew and didn't need to have sex with me, just healed me. Well, it would be like, okay, but okay. But let's just also make sure you aren't making a choice from your trauma place where you're bringing your daughters and some man across the world because one person has decided to make you feel safe, that you shouldn't spend the rest of your life with him. And also, is your eyes open to who this person is and can this actually work? I understand, because I've talked about before, like the gnawing need of like a profound loneliness. And if you think that someone's filling that or filling a hole, like what red flags you'll miss or what you'll do or what you'll give up, and it would be the same thing as like Tyree, who like was catfished, or this, like, all of these kinds of like desperate wants and needs exist with like objectives, and so like, I think that if I knew Misha's trauma, why she's so pulled to him, it'd make a little more sense because it's baffling to me. And the same thing with Shekinah and Sarper. Like, you are in 2023. She's maybe a little older than me. And maybe the Amish thing makes it so that she, and I don't know, like has a much more conservative idea of gender roles. And it's so funny because I feel like I'm a little conservative with gender roles. Like there's a lot of times on my YouTube where I have to be, like whatever. This person is so okay with being a like little Barbie, fake Barbie of some man. I'm like, how? What is it? This is not real. This can't be real. Anyway, we're hitting up the end of this hour. And yeah, I wanted to check in with you guys, see how your life is going. Oh, I forgot to look at this great comic. How about we weigh your brain, asshole? Oh my God. I know. Anyway, so yeah, what's happening with you? What's happening with your lives? Obviously you have to get a new curling iron. No, just kidding. I really want to see that movie Dumb Money. It's like about the run on GameStops and kind of like fucking over investment people, which it makes me LOL. I'm gonna go on a little walk. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Monique tomorrow. Watch Sister Wives. I had like a tense weekend, and I've been having some like good little work things coming up and stuff, and so all of that's been great. I'm excited to kind of just like maybe like take it easy on Friday or something this weekend to just like rest. But it's really beautiful weather. Strike's over for the writers, but SAG-AFTRA has to go to the bargaining table. That's what happened in that side. Other than that, let's do our breaths. I'm so happy, I'm so happy that you guys are spending some time with me. I'm so grateful that you're here, This is the 90-day party that I want to be invited to. Okay, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. All right. Let's do our breath. We're gonna do the 2 because we have our cleansing breath, our rehearsal breath, and then our big one together. So get it all out. Putting it all in. Putting it all out again. This is how you breathe. Bringing it in. I sincerely hope that you have a beautiful rest of your week. Thank you for being patient and coming on a different day. It's a full moon, I think, if it interests you. I again just like love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. By the way, I got a new mic. So after this video is posted, please go back and comment on the posted video if you even can hear a difference, and also B, well, just know it's the A. Can you hear a difference? Did you notice? Okay, I know. Yay. Okay. All right. So obviously, take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe. Make art. All right. I love you guys. I love it because it sounds like there's less background noise. Oh, sounds great, Chris. Yay. Okay. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.